ability. So, okay, well, thanks everyone for signing up. This is being recorded. So for the people who couldn't make it this evening, I know the time differences all around the world are, vast. So I appreciate you all taking the time out to listen to this. As you know, the title of this presentation is Love is All You Need. And I put that a bit tongue-in-cheek, really, because what I want you to understand is the power of emotion when it comes to helping someone change or trying to influence someone, which is really what we're doing when we're working with people. We want to influence them or make them understand they can achieve what they want to achieve in their life. And if you think about any powerful memory you might have from the past, think of anything, when you think about it, there'll be a strong emotional attachment to it. And so part of our ability to remember, if we can attach an emotion to it, then we can remember it much better than we could do if we don't. My son and I, Anthony and I, when we travel around the world training people how to do this work, we have a little competition maybe a few months before to see who can learn as much of the language as possible before we get there. It's just a little bit of fun that we have together. And what I found, I use a Audible program called Pimsleur. And what I found is when I'm listening to another language and trying to learn it, if I can create an emotion within me, think about my kids, think about the people I love, think about the people I've met, I can learn much quicker. The words seem to stick a lot more strongly than if I don't create that emotion. So what I want to do tonight, and I'd like everyone to take part in this, because I want this next hour to be more than just me lecturing. I want you to maybe learn the techniques I'm gonna use tonight, and also change something within your own life. Obviously, I can't hear you and I can't see you moving. So I want you to do this for me. I want you to think about something. It doesn't have to be vast. It doesn't have to be something that's massively life-changing, but something that maybe still spikes you or irks you and you want to feel differently about. Maybe it's stress that you've got, maybe it's an anxiety, maybe it's a fear, or maybe it's pain, whether that pain's physical or emotional. So I want you to think about something you'd love to feel differently about after we've had this time together. And I want you to think about it now, and I want you just to scale it on a scale of 1 to 10. How bad that feeling is at the moment, or how strong that feeling is. And then afterwards, I want you you don't have to tell me, but I want you in your own mind just to think about how you feel about that then, all right? So I want to take maybe just a few seconds to think about something you'd like to change or a way you'd like to feel after we've had this time together. So I want you to do that now. Okay, right, as I said to you, what's occurred to me over the last maybe couple of years is the power of emotion. I understand now that if I can create an emotion within my client, then I can influence them in a much stronger way. If you like, this is my idea now. I think that the ceremony of hypnosis, sit in a chair, place your feet on the floor, arms on there, close your eyes. The ceremony part of that leads you, if you like, to the doorway of hypnosis. I believe that emotion opens that door much quicker. So obviously I can't see you, so I want you to all just do this for me. Just take a moment out. This is my go-to impromptu induction, if you like. Someone walks up in the street and says to me, "Oh, you're that hypnotist, can you hypnotize me?" Obviously I'm going to say yes. And then the next thing I'm going to say is, "Are you ready to be hypnotized?" So any of you that want to experience this, just do this for me now. I'm going to ask you that question, obviously. Are you ready to be hypnotized? And if you are, I'd like to do this. I want you to just put your arm out in front of you like this, about shoulder height. I want you to just, for a moment, you do this eyes open. Think about the people you love, whether that's your partner, whether that's your child, whether it's your mother, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friend. But think about that person now as you look into the camera. And as you think about that person, as you feel that love, I want you to notice that arm's hanging all by itself. Imagine now there's nothing you can do about that. And when you realize there's nothing you can do about it, you can try and get it down and find it goes even higher. That's right, push as hard as you can, find it goes even higher now. And as that hand begins to lift, you can close your eyes and think about how you want to feel. Think about what you want to achieve in your life. And as that arm just hangs there, every limitation disappears. I'm going to click my fingers, your arm will drift down, your eyes will open, you'll feel great, and you'll be ready to learn everything we're going to teach you over this next hour. Get ready. As that hand drifts down and your eyes open, you can start to feel that change in you now. That's right. Now, I hope that for the majority of you, you had that experience. It's very strange because people say, well, I've got my eyes open, I can hear you, I can see you, but for whatever reason, I can't move my arm. Now, when we're talking about people who overeat or drink too much, and they believe they lack willpower, I often say to people when they're in this position, is that even your arm? Why can't you move it? You know, because I say to people, you know, you thought that was your hand that was going out and picking the biscuit up, picking the cake up. We think that's our hand that goes out and picks that glass up. It's a very strange understanding of the power of your mind over your body. And so it's just a simple little technique. And if you haven't used it, I would suggest you use it because it's a great prover of hypnosis in an impromptu situation. As I said, we're going to talk about the power of emotion. I will create an emotion in every situation, every therapy session I have. There are a couple of reasons for that. One, I believe that if I can spike an emotion in a client, I can give a suggestion that's going to stick. And secondly, and it's the bottom line for me in any therapy session, no matter they're there for drugs, alcohol, fear, anxiety, stress, the bottom line for me is I want that person going out of that room with an understanding of their real worth. Their worth that goes beyond the car they drive, the house they live in, the clothes they wear. Because I believe unless that person can understand that worth, what they mean to the people they love, their children, their wife, their husband, they're not going to look after themselves. So one of my goals in the therapy room is to create that emotion and give them that understanding. And when you say that to someone, especially if they're there because they're doing something that's detrimental, let's say they're smoking themselves to death, they're drinking themselves to death, they're doing drugs, or even they're eating themselves to death. When you get them to understand their worth to their child, and if you say that to them and say, you know, think about your child, think about how they'd feel without you in their life, where would they be? When you see that emotion on their face, and I get very, very direct with my suggestions, from today, the need for a cigarette will be gone. The need to overeat, comfort, eat, boredom, eat will be gone from your life. The need for an alcoholic drink, whatever they're there for, the moment I see an emotion on their face, I see them thinking about their children or their partner or their family, I'm going to get very direct because I know that that suggestion is going to bite at that point in time. So when I say love is all we need, I do believe that if we can create, and obviously where the majority of people here on this call tonight are therapists, and I believe we've got in my, I know it's my, I set it up, the network, but that's for me is such a fabulous thing, a fabulous group. Everyone wanting to learn from each and teach each other and share with each other. You know, it's a phenomenal thing to have now over 1,500 people, all with the same intention. It's a fantastic thing to feel. And we're going to use that power of that group tonight to change our own lives. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that in a while. But as I said, in any therapy session, I am going to create an emotion. I'm going to find that emotional lever. Because if we can find it, we can move people from where they are to where they want to be very rapidly. Some of you know, I post every now and again, I post a video of an impromptu, maybe a pain relief thing. And I had to go to hospital a while back. Had a pain in my side. My wife said, you've got to go to hospital. So we went to the emergency department, and by the time I got there, the pain had gone. But she said, well, you're here, you need to see a doctor. Sitting next to me was a man who had terrible pain in his back, and he was walking up and down, he was moaning, he was almost in tears. And I said to my wife, Marion, I said, I'm going to have to help this guy. She said, well, he's in the emergency room, he has to see the doctor. But I heard this man speaking to the man next to him, And he was telling them about this pain in his back. He'd had a rugby injury when he was 12 years old. In fact, he was paralysed for a week. He's now 35 and he's suffered ever since. He hadn't been in work for 2 years. He's got 5 kids. All of the problems that come along with chronic pain like that. So I said to him, and bear in mind, I'd been painting and decorating my office out, so I hadn't had a shave for about 2 days. I looked like a homeless man. You know, I had paint on me, all kinds of stuff. So I said to him, look, do you want me to help you out of this pain? And he looked at me like I was some kind of lunatic, as you would if you were sitting in the emergency department and a homeless man standing next to you says, can I help you out of that pain? So he looked at me bewildered, and I said to him, look, let me show you something interesting. And I just did a simple finger lock. And then I suggested that when I touched his hand, he'd feel an energy from me, and every ounce of that pain had gone. And quite literally, it took as long as it's probably taken me to tell you that. And this man's face, when his hands came apart and he had no pain, was amazing. And he was bewildered, as you would be. He'd been in pain for all those years, and all of a sudden it's gone. And all I did was get him to think about those 5 children of his, and to get into that state, feel that love they feel for him, what he means to them, what they mean to him. And in that moment, when he's in that state of emotion, I gave him that suggestion. You know, it's no more complex than that. You know, I'm going to run my arrow technique with all of you tonight. Not only will you experience it, but I know some of you have already learned it. I mean, you've been to my classes, you've been looking at the online videos that we do, but you're going to experience it again tonight. And I want you to utilize that opportunity to eliminate, if it's chronic pain, eliminate it. If it's emotional pain and it's no use to you anymore, then eliminate it. You can put what you want in that when we do it, and I want you to have an experience, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, and again, I want you all to take part in this. Obviously, I can't see you, but if you are a big hypnotic subject, you do go into hypnosis, I'm going to suggest that your chair will support you, or wherever you are, you'll stay in that chair. So I want you to do this, utilizing the power of this incredible group we've got now. As I say in the welcome for that group, you know, there's over 1,500 people in that group. I personally have best part of 30 years of hypnosis, 30,000 clients. You know, if you think about the amount of people that you've seen, the people you've helped, the things you've learned over the time you've been doing hypnotherapy or hypnosis, or even in your own life, in your own businesses, what you've learned. As a collective, you know, we can expand our knowledge of hypnosis. We can help each other, help thousands and thousands of people. That for me is the joy of that. And as I said, I don't know, but I'm sure you do feel that in that group there is a lot of love going on for each other, you know, wanting the best for each other. You know, we've had a couple of these webinars now, Derry Cook, Hammond Bay, they've both been fantastic. You know, brilliant people around the world that are utilising this opportunity to help each other, teach each other. So I want you to think about that group now that we're all part of, and I want you to do this for me. I want you to, and you all know how to do this. This is most of you all know how to do magnetic fingers, but we're going to do something different here. We're going to introduce just one extra element that's going to make this different for you, okay? Obviously I can't see you, I'm going to have to guess. I'm going to have to imagine what's going on out there, okay? So I want you to do this for me. I want you to place your hands together like this. I want you to pull your hands up where you can see them and squeeze your palms together. At the same time squeezing your palms together, pull your index fingers an inch apart. Now look at the gap between those fingers, and I want you to imagine that that gap is the gap between you and everyone else in this wonderful group we're all in. And as you look at that gap and you think about that group, in a moment we're going to pull together and you're going to feel that love in that group, and when those fingers touch, you're going to feel that oneness with everyone else in this group. It's going to be incredible, most wonderful feeling. Imagine that gap is the gap between you and everyone else in this group. And when those fingers touch, close your eyes and think about the love that you have, the people that love you, the people that care about you, the people that you've helped. Think about those people whose lives you've helped change with your understanding and your skill and your love. And feel it now. And as you feel that love, every negative, limiting belief that you or anyone else ever placed on you that's ever held you back disappears. As you feel that love, every limiting belief disappears, every negative thought, replaced by a totally new understanding of your worth, your value, just how loved you are. And as you feel that love, those hands are sticking tighter and tighter together. They're super glued together, they are bolted together, they are stuck. You can try and pull them apart, find they stick even tighter now. And imagine there's nothing you can do about that. Feel that force around those hands, feel that love flooding your body now. And as you feel that, every limitation disappears, every ounce of anxiety and stress is swept from your body and your mind, replaced by an incredible feeling of love and a totally new understanding of just how fabulous you are as a person, as a therapist. Feel it now. In a moment, I'm going to count to 3. Your hands will come unstuck, your eyes will open, you will feel incredible and a totally new understanding about the power of love. 1, feeling absolutely wonderful now. 2, to achieve the things you want to achieve, do it brilliantly. 3, hands coming unstuck, eyes opening, feeling absolutely incredible. Well, I hope you had that experience. You know, we have an opportunity within this group to improve our own skills, to improve each other's skills, to share and expand our knowledge way beyond anything we could do as an individual. And so, as I said to you, for me, you know, love is all we need. And we know now through medical science that when we're feeling love, when we're feeling good, our hormones change, our actual chemical makeup of our brain and our body changes. And so by looking for those times when we can feel it, increase it just by looking around us and thinking about those people. You know, life's not always easy and it's never plain sailing. But when we think about what we want to achieve and when we think about what you're doing for other people, by the work you do, and we continue to do that, and like a ripple it goes out. My sister-in-law once asked me, because at one point I was seeing smokers back to back, this is back in the 90s, maybe 6 or 7 smokers a day, 6 days a week. And I was seeing groups of smokers, up to 200 people at the time. In 2006, I saw 5,000 people for smoking in 1 year. And my sister-in-law said, doesn't it bore you, you know, doing the same thing over and over again? And I have to tell you, I never get bored with this. And the reason being that everyone that comes in, as you know, I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, as they say, because you know this anyway. Everyone that comes in has their own story. And I love meeting people. I love listening to people and learning about people. So everyone, although it's for the same problem, everyone has their own story. And it's just an incredible feeling. And, you know, I've been doing this for a very long time. And some time back, I had an allotment, which is a piece of council land for growing vegetables and fruit. And my 2 now teenage boys are very young. So I thought I'd get this allotment to teach them how to grow food. And we needed a water tank on this allotment. So my wife was on this thing called free cycle, where if you've got something that's no longer any use to you, you put it on free cycle and someone needs it, rather than take it to a landfill, you'd swap it around, you'd recycle it. And she saw that some guy had a water tank on the thing he put on there. So I went over to his house, which is about 15 miles from where I live. I knocked on the door and he came out and he said, yeah, it's round the back, I'll show you it. So as we're walking up the garden path, he said to me, so you don't remember me, do you? And I had to say I didn't. He said, my wife and I came to see you 7 years ago, he said, to quit smoking. He said, between us, we were smoking 50 cigarettes a day. He said, how many cigarettes do you think we smoked since? I said, none. He said, absolutely. He said, and we've saved £35,000 and we've now got 2 little girls under 7. You know, that was just one person. And that ripple goes out, because the chance of those kids smoking when their parents don't is rare. You know, they've got more money to spend on their family. They're going to have more years together. You know, we should never underestimate some of the things that we do for people, we help people do. So, as I said, that thing of love, and when I had that couple, what I would have done for sure, I would have got them as they were being hypnotized together, and I do it with every couple that comes to see me. I get them to open their eyes when they're in hypnosis and look at each other and feel that love and remember what it felt like. Because that moment when you see that smile on their face and you see that love between them, you can get very, very direct. From today, the need for a cigarette will be gone from your life forever. The thought of a cigarette will be gone from your mind. You can be very direct. I had a couple who came to see me once, and they were trying to have a baby. And I always think those two words should never be in the same sentence, try and get pregnant. I actually said to them, you know, there are girls on a Friday night actively trying not to get pregnant, and they get pregnant. And to try and get pregnant, it's a bit like trying to go to sleep. You know, it's a very difficult thing to do. So this young couple came to see me, and as a last resort, they'd heard about me, they tried everything else, and before they tried IVF, they said, well, let's go and see this strange bald guy who does this crazy hypnosis stuff. So I hypnotized them both. And while they were hypnotized, I got them to open their eyes and look at each other. And I said, just look at each other and feel that love. And remember when you first met, and you couldn't wait to get to each other. You couldn't wait to jump each other's bones. You couldn't wait to have that feeling of passion together. And I said to them, look, feel it now. And as they felt that, I gave them that suggestion. You know, one, that the chemical makeup of their body can change, the cellular makeup of their body can change. Anyway, long story short, I got a letter from them a couple of months later to say, we are pregnant. It was a very bad grammar, but that's what I remember it clearly, we are pregnant. And then 9 months later, I got a picture of this baby and a letter saying that Christopher Ryan has now been born. So whether it's something I did, who knows? But I know we can use the power of love. We can utilize that. I do this thing which, I don't know if you've read my book, it's called Psychological Decapitation. It's very strange and sounds pretty painful. But it's basically an induction where you're counting down and counting up at the same time. And I use it for people who come to see me because they're depressed. And there's this thing for people who are depressed, they call it a black dog. It's like it's been sitting on their chest, this horrible feeling. And so with psychological decapitation, in fact, why don't we run it now? It's only going to take me 5 minutes. If you're all up for doing this, let's try this, okay? So I want you to just, whatever you're doing, just place your feet on the floor, place your hands on your legs, and you all know how to do this because you're all hypnotists. So you're probably all great at self-hypnosis. And I'm just going to run this psychological decapitation, but I'm going to run it in a way that will just make you feel fantastic, okay? So if you have got any depression or any anxiety or any angst, we're just going to blast it out of you, okay? So I hope you're ready to do this. You can do this. So I can't see you, but your chair will support you, okay? So I want you to do this. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, close your eyes. That's right, just let your body relax. You know how to do this. At the moment, I'm going to count from 10 down to 0. And with every number down, your body will relax completely. It'll be like you've had a general anesthesia, like a bliss injection. You're going to feel incredible, okay? So every number down, your body will relax completely. But at the same time as counting down, I'm going to count up from 1. And every number up, your mind will become stronger, clearer, and more focused on what you want, how you want to feel, what you want to achieve from this next hour. Okay, so with every number down, your body is going to go into a state of total bliss, total relaxation. Every number up, your mind becomes stronger, clearer, and more focused on how you want to feel and how you want to be. Get ready. 10. Every muscle, nerve, and fiber relaxing. That's right. Feel yourself just dropping down through space and time, as if time doesn't exist. 1. The mind is stronger and clearer than it's ever been before. 9. Every muscle, nerve and fibre relaxing. Imagine that's happening automatically with every word I say. Feel your body relaxing, your mind relaxing. 2. Every negative thought gone from your mind. 8. Going deeper, deeper, deeper down now. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. Just for a while, nobody wants anything, no one expects anything. There is nothing for you to do but to relax. 3. Every limiting belief that's ever held you back, swept from your mind. 7. Going deeper, deeper, deeper down now. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that, just drifting down toward a place of total bliss. 4. The mind begins to separate from the body. 6. Going deeper and deeper now, just drifting down to that place of total freedom, total bliss. Nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. 5. The mind separates from the body and drifts through space and time. Just for a moment, think of something you'd love to achieve or what you'd love to feel, and let go of every negative, limiting belief and see yourself achieving it. I want you to notice the way you move and the way you breathe. Go step into that body and feel what it feels like to achieve that goal. That feeling of achievement, that feeling of freedom. And look back to now and notice all the things that you did along the way that led to that incredible feeling. And feel it now. The mind drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. 5. The body just drifts through time and space. You have no idea where your body is in time and space. The most incredible feeling of liberation and freedom. And as I continue to count down from 5, your body will relax completely. Every number now doubles that feeling of relaxation, takes you even deeper into the most incredible space. 4, going deeper, deeper down. 3, feeling freedom from every limiting belief. 2, to achieve all the things you want to achieve in your life. 1, a wonderful feeling of liberation. 0, and now you're in that space. Just you and the sound of my voice. And as you drift deeper and deeper, my voice, my words will drift with you to become a part of your experience now. Everything I say now becomes your reality. Every suggestion I give you, you'll act upon, carry out without hesitation. It's now your reality. And as I continue to count up from 5, your mind becomes stronger, clearer, and more focused on what you want to achieve, how you want to feel. 6, every negative thought gone from your mind completely. 7, every limiting belief that you or anyone else ever placed on you has gone from your mind. 8, see the faces of the people you love. See those smiles, see those eyes, hear those voices. Feel that love right now. And feel that love like a burning hot sun in a summer sky. Feel that love like a burning hot sun in a summer sky, and shrink it down now to a white hot ball of light, as big as a golf ball. And pull that light and that love into the very core of your being. And feel that light and that love emanating out through every cell, every fiber, every molecule of your body. Feel it now. Feel it flooding your body and your mind with the most incredible feeling of love. And feel that feeling of doubt or anxiety or stress being pushed up through your body now under the pressure of that light and that love. Imagine it's moving up through your throat, that black cloud of doubt. Feel it going up through your head. Now it's right below your skull. In a moment, I'm going to click my fingers, and that doubt is going to go through the top of your head and leave your body forever. Get ready. That's right. Watch it as it drifts away. Imagine it getting sucked into space and then sucked into a black hole, never to affect you again. and feel your body now flooded with the most incredible thing of love and light. A totally new understanding of just how loved you are. Feel it now. 9, a moment of clarity. An absolute understanding of what you can achieve. 10, a moment of enlightenment. Feel that flooding your body. You absolutely know what you want, what you can achieve, what you want to achieve, and how to achieve it. And every limitation disappears right here, right now. In a moment, I'm going to count to 5. On 4, your eyes will open. On 5, you'll feel incredible. And you're going to take that feeling with you into everything you do. 1, feeling wonderful. 2, to achieve things you want to achieve in your life. Do it brilliantly. 3, a feeling of freedom now for every limitation. 4, feel the force of that energy and that love for every cell, every fibre of your body. 5, eyes opening, feeling absolutely incredible now. Okay, well, I hope those who took part in that are feeling fantastic. You should do, because you are. And I want you to enjoy that moment just for a little while. And that feeling you're going to take into everything you do. You know, I believe that what we think, and maybe I'm, you know, a bit new agey when I say this, but I think that whatever we think we feel when we're in our room with our client matters. In fact, everything we say matters, but also what we feel matters as well. And, you know, when I train my students, I say to them, and this is what I do, and I suggest they do it. Obviously, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You know, quite often when we're doing an induction, it means picking someone's hand up. It might be, you know, some other touch that you're going to do to induce that trance. Now, my attitude towards it is this. If you are going to pick someone's hand up, if you're going to touch your client, then what I suggest is this. I run this loop in my mind. It's a simple loop. I care about you and I want you to be well. Now, if I feel it appropriate, I'll actually say it, but I'll always feel it and I'll always think it. And I believe that transfers over. You know, we don't always get 100% results, and every now and again it's rare, and I'm not just saying that, it is rare that someone will phone me up and say, I've started smoking again. And they apologise to me, which is a very strange thing, because they've come to see me, they paid me money, and they're smoking again. But I think the only reason they apologise is because when they're with me, they knew that they were all at that point in time, they were all that mattered to me. And I wanted them to be well, and I wanted them to be free. You know, quite often when that happens, someone phones me up, I say, look, it's a blip, and now you've spoken to me. Take 5 minutes out just to think about our time together, and the need for a cigarette be gone. If for any reason it hasn't, then call me and we'll have another session. It's rare that they call me again, because that thinking, they go back into that mode where they were with me and they quit smoking. So for me now, I utilize the power of love in every session, but not just in our hypnotherapy world. You know, when you see your child in an up state, you know, be ready with a soundbite. You're a fabulous child. You know, you can achieve what you want. Whatever it is, some positive suggestion for your partners as well. You know, when your partner's excited or they're happy or they've had a spike of emotion, then be ready with a suggestion that's going to stick for them. You know, and we should be utilizing this all the time. Once we understand that if there's a spike of emotion, then we can give a suggestion. And I am about to write my next book. I wrote the first page on the way to Las Vegas when we did the Hypno Thoughts live conference there. So I've only got one A4 sheet down so far, but I am going to do it. And it's based on this premise that if we get a spike of emotion, or if we can create a spike of emotion in someone, we can give a suggestion. But what we have to understand is that that's happening to us throughout our day. we get frustrated, or we get angry, or someone makes us smile, someone makes us laugh, someone makes us feel good. If we're ready, and we should all be doing this, we should write down maybe 5 things that we want to achieve, whether it's physical goals, career goals, financial goals, emotional, spiritual goals, but write them down. And when we notice that someone spiked an emotion, we can then be ready to give ourselves that suggestion. State it in positive, I want to be blah, blah, blah. You know, if it's a weight loss goal, then state your outcome. I want to be that. If it's an anxiety thing, I want to be free of that anxiety. But we must state it in the positive. But I think we can all continue to upgrade our own minds by utilizing the power, and especially the power of love. When we're going to do this for our clients, obviously we're going to elicit, or we're going to try and create an up feeling. And love is one of the most powerful things that we can have as a human being. We know that it changes our cellular makeup when we're feeling love. So why not create it for our client? So, as I said, I hope you enjoyed that experience, psychological decapitation. Now we've got 20 minutes, so what I'm going to do next, and as I said, this is going to be recorded. I'd like you to keep it within our group, obviously, because I do try and make a living out of teaching people the arrow, and you're all going to get it because you've joined this webinar. I know that Laurie uses it within her weight loss sessions and has great results. And I'm sure, I know Craig does, as Craig Furlong does as well. And I'm sure a lot of you are using the arrow technique. But I want you to have the experience yourself, because I know for myself as a hypnotist, it's rare that I get hypnotized. It's rare that anyone actually works with me. So as a group, we're going to do the arrow technique. But I want you for a moment to think once again about something that you want to eliminate. We're going to run this 2 ways, okay? First, we're going to eliminate anything you want to get rid of in your life, whether that's anxiety, fear. It might be a habit that you've got you want to be free of. It might just be a feeling that you no longer need, or it might be chronic pain. Whatever it is you want to put in, we're going to eliminate it. And then we're going to run it again, but then we're going to stack the target with a really positive feeling. Love, joy, passion, whatever you want to do. So by the time we finished our session here tonight, I want you to go wherever you're doing, wherever you are in the world. I know for some of you it's morning, some of you it's first thing in the morning, some of you like here it's evening. I want you to go on with the rest of your day feeling absolutely brilliant, okay? Having felt that you've got something more than just a lecture from me. You know, I want you to experience this because I love this stuff, as you can probably tell. I do get a bit passionate about it. So, what I want you to do now is this, and we're going to run, I don't know if you know this induction, it's a very simple induction, but it's also a wonderful induction. I had some dental work done recently, and without any anesthesia, and I ran this induction on myself, self-hypnosis, and these simple words, okay? And it's a Dave Elman induction. He used it for dental work and other medical work when he was around. It seems too simple to be true, but you're going to have an experience of it now. And then we're going to run the arrow. So I want you just for a moment, think about something you want to be free of. It might be an emotional pain, it might be a physical pain, it might be anxiety. But we're going to eliminate that. And then I'm going to hypnotize you again, and we're going to create a really positive feeling within you, okay? So we're going to run Dave Elman induction now. I want you to do this. Once again, just get yourself comfortable. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, allow your eyes to close, but only as quickly as you're ready to make these changes in your life. That's right. I want you for a moment to focus on the muscles around your eyes, those tiny little muscles. I want you to imagine that they're relaxing, and I want you to relax them, just let go of any tension around your eyes. And imagine they're relaxing completely. And imagine that's happening with every word I say. Imagine your eyes are relaxing more and more completely. And imagine now that your eyes are so relaxed they just won't work. Imagine that's happening with every word I say. Your eyes are so relaxed they just won't work. And when you realise that your eyes are so relaxed they just won't work, you test and find it completely locked just for a while. Now nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. And all that matters now is you, the sound of my voice, and freedom from whatever you want to be free of. And imagine that feeling of relaxation going right down through your body now. Imagine every muscle, nerve and fibre relaxing. Like a handful of rubber bands just thrown on that chair, loose and relaxed. Nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. That's right. Now I want you to imagine drifting up out of your body. You know, like we hear of these people that have these near-death experiences in hospital, and they drift up out of their body and they say, I could look at myself from the ceiling in that bed. I want you to imagine drifting up out of your body. You may become aware of your body as you drift away from it. And now imagine drifting higher and higher, like a helium balloon that some young girl has let go of in the park, just drifting up higher and higher. Imagine you're drifting so high that you can look down and you can see the planet Earth below you. You can see that beautiful blue planet below you. You can see the whites of the clouds and the mountaintops. You can see the greens of the forest and the blue of the ocean. Picture in your mind's eye that beautiful planet that we live on. And notice how your perspective changes. Thinking about the 7 billion people on that planet, of which you are one. And when you think about that, notice how your perspective on things change. Things that had seemed incredibly enormous, worries, fears, suddenly shrink to almost nothing. Notice how things change in your perspective. And as you feel that change taking place in your body, I want you to picture in your mind's eye a target, a massive target between you and that planet. You can see the bands, you can see the very center, the bullseye. Now in the center of that target is the anxiety or the pain, physical, emotional pain, stress, some habit you want to get rid of is in that target. Something you want to eliminate from your life forever is stacked in the center of that target. Now in a moment I'm going to make this sound. As I make that sound, you're going to be fired like an arrow straight through the center of that target, straight out the other side, into a space of total bliss in a millisecond. But I need you to be brave about this, because as you go through the center of that target, you will experience that pain or that angst that you want to be free of even more intensely for a split second. But be brave. This is the last time it's ever going to affect you, so get ready. As I make that sound, you're going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target and straight out the other side in a millisecond. Get ready. Now you're out the other side, just drifting in that space. Once again, see the faces of the people you love, people that love you. Feel that love. Let that fill you up. And notice as you feel that love, as you see those faces, that every ounce of that pain or anxiety or fear that you wanted to be free of has gone from your mind and your body. Now drift across the other side of your room so you can see yourself sitting there. You can see the clothes you're wearing, you can hear my voice. And notice as you watch yourself from the other side of the room, every ounce of that pain or anxiety or fear or that negative habitual behavior has gone from your body and your mind. You cannot feel it, you cannot experience it. As you watch yourself from the other side of the room, notice that every ounce of that useless, unnecessary pain or anxiety or fear has gone from your body completely. I'd like your unconscious mind to make those changes now at a molecular, cellular, neuron level that will allow you that freedom forever. Only as quickly as those changes have taken place, and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made. Only then will you drift back over to your body, drop down into your body in that chair. Only then will your eyes open with a smile on your face, unable to experience any of that useless, unnecessary pain discomfort, anxiety, fear, or negative habitual behavior, go ahead, take your time. Only as quickly as those changes have taken place, only then will you be able to drift back over to your body, drop down into your body in that chair. Only then with your eyes open, feeling absolutely incredible. Go ahead. Well, I'm hoping you're back with me, and if you're not, you will be in a while. And I hope you enjoyed that experience, and I hope you feel completely different than you did before we started that technique. I hope you've got it by now that I use love in everything I do. I am going to elicit that feeling. You know, if you did nothing else for your client other than get them to understand how loved they are, or their capacity to love, and how that love can help them change their lives, then you've done something of real value. And I know you're getting it. I know you're experiencing it while we speak. I know you're going to take this understanding to everything you do. You know, when you help someone, as I said, it's a ripple effect. Never underestimate the work that you do and the ability you have now that you've learned how to use hypnosis. Whatever techniques you're using, whatever you're doing, never underestimate what your value is to the people out there. And just keep doing what we're doing. Now we're going to run the arrow again. But this time we're going to put in the target a positive emotion or feeling. It can be confidence, it can be fearlessness, it can be happiness, it can be love, it can be joy. It can be all of those things. Why limit yourself? So once again, in a moment, we're going to run the arrow, but this time we're going to run it. And when you go through that target, whatever the emotion it is that you want, your body's going to be flooded with that feeling. And so you can take it into everything you do. A new understanding about just how fabulous you are as a person, as a being. As from today, you're going to exercise your right and your privilege to have the happiness you want, have the health you want. We can change the molecular makeup of our bodies with our mind. I have no doubt about that. Through thinking positive, and it's not just positive thinking. It's the ability to recognize when we're in an emotional state and how we can utilize that state. So once again, we're going to run the arrow with you. For those of you who want to take part, for the rest of you, if you don't want to take part in this, I can't see why you wouldn't. But if you don't want to take part in this, you can just listen, that's fine. But I want those who want to take part in this, once again, take that breath in. As you breathe out, allow your eyes to close. Only as quickly as you're ready to experience the most wonderful feeling of freedom, bliss, love, joy, happiness, confidence, fearlessness. That's right. Once again, let your body relax. You know how to do this now. Just imagine you're drifting down into that space, just you and the sound of my voice. The deeper you go, the better you're going to feel. Now, once again, I want you to imagine you're drifting up out of your body. You know how to do this now. It gets easier and easier. Just drifting up out of your body and leaving your body in that chair. Imagine you're drifting up so high that you can look down and you can see that planet below you. And notice how this time your perspective has changed completely. On your own worth, your own value. You're part of that whole universe. Everything interconnected. And feel that feeling now. Now see that target below you. You see the bands, you can see the very center, the bullseye. Now in the very center of that target is that incredible feeling you want. Whether it's confidence, fearlessness, love, joy, passion, freedom. Put it in that target. Let go of any limitations. Just put all those wonderful feelings in that target. And once again, I'm going to make this sound. And as I make that sound, you're going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target and straight out the other side, into that space of total love and bliss. Get ready. I want you to enjoy every moment. As you go through the target, your body is going to be flooded with that incredible feeling. Your body and your mind will be flooded with that feeling. So get ready. Now you're out the other side, just drifting in that space. Feel that love filling you up, lighting you up, lifting you up, taking you into a world of pure joy. Feel it now. The most incredible feeling of freedom, liberation, love, and joy. Feel it now. That's right. Now drift across the other side of the room so you can see yourself in that chair. And notice as you watch yourself on the other side of the room, notice how your body and your mind is flooded with that feeling of love and joy. And I want you to enjoy every moment. Every word I say is going to increase that feeling. The better you feel, the deeper you're going to go into that feeling. The deeper you go, the better you're going to feel. Feel it increasing now. And only when you're ready to keep that feeling and utilize that feeling in everything you do, only then will you drift back over to your body, drop down into your body in that chair. Only then will your eyes open with a smile on your face and a feeling of freedom and joy you may have never experienced before. You're going to take into everything you do. Go ahead, take your time. Only as quickly as those changes have taken place that will allow you that freedom forever. Allow you to achieve the things you want to achieve and take that love into everything you do. Only then will you drift back over to your body, drop down into your body in that chair. Only then will your eyes open with a feeling of love and a feeling of joy that you're going to take into everything you do. Go ahead, take your time, do it thoroughly, while I wait quietly for your return. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you're feeling incredible, because you are incredible. You know, as I said to you before, never underestimate the power of love. And this group we're in, you know, I just love it. You know, the comments, there's no animosity in this group. I've seen other Facebook groups where people are speaking badly to each other or speaking negative about the work we do, or, you know, my technique's better than your technique. There's none of that in this. And that's what I love about it. We can share, we can learn. If you can take one thing from what I say and it helps you help your clients, then this has been worthwhile. You know, it's the same. You know, I watched Laurie do a presentation in Las Vegas, and I learned something. Everyone I meet, there's something I can learn from them. And I'm going to take that, and I'm going to do whatever I have to do to help my client achieve what they want to achieve in their life. We can all continue to learn. We can all continue to increase our own abilities. I'd like you to remember to utilize any spike emotion you feel through the day. Now, if someone makes you angry, what you've got to think now is they've just driven you closer to where you want to be. And while they're frustrating you or whatever they're trying to do to you, you can be repeating in your mind what you want to achieve. And you'll find yourself working towards it without even thinking. So we're pretty close to time. So I don't know if there's anyone wants to ask any questions. I'm going to switch a few of your mics back on. In fact, you can switch your mics on if you want. Any of you want to switch your mics on? Try not to all speak at once, but anyone's got any questions, please ask.
Yeah, I have one, Freddie.
Oh, and Anna, yeah.
Yeah. When I use the arrow, I've had it once that a person was completely unable to visualize.
Yeah.
How can I tackle that if they just can't? Or
What,
they think
with the arrow, you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I've run this, and I know people say, well, people have different ideas. Someone once said, you know, they saw it on the ground. How can I go through it if it's on the ground? So we've changed things slightly, but it is. I don't see it as a problem because all we're looking for at the end, even if they say I haven't visualised, if when they open their eyes, you say, "Where's the pain gone now?" and they don't have any pain. It doesn't matter what the technique's made up of, whether it's imagination, whether it's real or not. What actually matters is what's real is the experience after the hypnotherapy session. So when people come to see me, they say, well, I was hypnotised, I couldn't visualise. If they go out of that room and the need for a cigarette's gone, that's the real experience. None of this stuff that we're doing, let's be honest, it's all in our head. None of it's real. There is no target, there is no drifting up. But our body tends to work in that way, that it will follow what we're imagining. I mean, I never let that be a problem for me. I don't, unless you ask that question, you know, what did you see? In general, I won't say. If someone does say that to me, I'm going to say, well, how do you feel? Where's the pain gone? Because that's the real experience, okay?
Okay, that's clear.
I mean, or you can ask the question, what's the colour of your front door?
Yeah, they always know that.
Yeah, I mean, then most people can visualise that. Can they, you know, what's the colour of your daughter's eyes? Whatever it is, people don't think they can visualise until you ask that kind of question. They understand that they can.
Thank you.
Anyone else got a question?
Can I ask you something, Freddie?
Yeah, Caruso.
Okay, excuse me for my poor English. And
it's better than my Italian.
I follow you while I was with my eyes closed, but talking about techniques, I didn't understand where is the target, is the bull eyes in relation between me, the arrow, and me, the body. Is in between?
No, the way I paint it in my mind, because I go through it every time myself. As I said, I put it between me and the planet Earth purely because people said, well, no, I can't see it. I see it on the ground. So I put it in mid-air, and I say it's a massive target. I assume that the persons, I say, you know, in a moment, you are going to be shot like an arrow. So I'm assuming they are the arrow going through that target.
Yes.
Everyone has their own imagination, and people. I have one lady said she felt she was holding onto the arrow and being dragged by the arrow through the target.
Yeah.
You know, we have Bob Burns, who some of you will have heard of will know, and he tried to break this. He told me himself he tried to break this technique when he went to Australia. He actually wrote it on a board, "This will not work," and turn it around the other way. But he does this. I mean, I expect you to go through the target in a millisecond. But Bob, because he is funny and he is a bit of a joker, he makes this sound. Which, to my mind, seems that they're stuck in the target rather than go through it. But Bob is Bob. Anyway, however you picture it, Caruso, your client is going to make that up. All we're doing really, when we talk about, that's why I don't say the coloured bands, I don't say yellow, blue. Milton Erickson used to have this term, he called it artfully vague. And what we want to be doing for our clients is sketching the thing so they can feel the colours. They can see it how they want to see it. Not everyone sees it differently.
Yeah, but talking about positioning, the target is between the arrows and the body. So you pass through the target and you go in the body.
Yeah, no, I mean,
is that correct?
I assume we're up above it, we see the target, we are the arrow, or the client's the arrow, and say, in a moment I will make this sound, you will be fired like an arrow. Yeah. So you're not separated, you are the arrow, if you like. You are going to go straight through the target yourself. As you go through the center of the target, the pain's eliminated, or your body's flooded with that feeling. So that's how I picture it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Freddie.
You are being fired through it. You're not the other side of the target. You are being fired through that target. Okay?
Thank you so much, Freddie.
Okay, nice to speak to you.
Freddie, I have a question. This is Amy speaking.
Hi, Amy. Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, so I was wondering how you deal with people who are just not seeing the people that love them or that they love. You know, sometimes we work with people who are maybe in alcohol and they just have done a lot of stuff to destroy their life or have had their life destroyed, and so they're just there seems to be like a real difficult time for them to imagine love or anything good. So how do you work with those people?
Well, I would suggest that you elicit some kind of emotion. I mean, even if they're talking about the fact that they don't have anyone that loves them, they have to be eliciting another state, albeit sadness or loss or anything else. Mm-hmm. So at that point, if you see an emotion on their face, which you're bound to see, I mean, I can't imagine what it feels like not to have anyone that I love or not to be loved. But I understand there are people like that, or feel that they're like that. Right. If at that point you say, think about the people you love, and they're saying, like, there is no one who loves me, you know, I would suggest that in that moment you get very direct and say, you know, from today, the need for an alcoholic drink is going to disappear from your body, and you will recover. I would just get direct. You know, it is difficult. There are people out there like it. So if you can't elicit a feeling of love, then maybe get them to think of the time when they were loved. I don't know. It's a tough one, but I would say that any spike of emotion, and when someone's eliciting that feeling of not being loved, then there is an emotion, albeit a negative one. But I would get very direct at that point in time with your suggestions.
Okay, thank you.
Freddie, I've had that once with a person who was very lonely and alone in life, but it turned out she had a dog, and I had her just visualize this dog, you know, his tongue out and smiling to her, and then she teared up, and I knew that I could work with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Anthony had someone who their parrot. I know it sounds strange, but it was their parrot that they loved most. Mm-hmm. You know, I worked with a girl once who had this rabbit that she'd lost, and that was a big thing for her. You know, a rabbit had died. The feelings that people have for their animals and their pets is a strong enough emotional lever to help them change their lives. So ask the question, and say, Amy, if you find out if they've got anything. It can be a pet. Doesn't have to be a person.
I guess it could also be love of nature, or, you know, something like that as well. If you can, okay.
They must want to change, otherwise we wouldn't come and see you. So think about how they love to be. Get them to visualize that. You know, when I see people for weight loss, I just get them to think about how they're going to feel when they've achieved their physical goal, and to get them to step into that body and feel what that feels like, because that's a big enough emotional spike to be very direct. From today, the need to overeat comfort disappears. You know, any emotional spike, we're going to try and elicit the feeling of love, but if we can't, then we're going to find some other emotional spike that we can use.
Okay, thank you, Anime, as well. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, hello. And I just want to comment. I find this point very interesting. You say if we cannot find a positive emotional spike, if we find, even if it is not positive, if we find a very sensitive emotional spike, then we can put this suggestion. Maybe we can transform, reframe it in such a way that this negative emotional longing is an indication that they really, really want something very positive. Now that they do not have it, really aware that they would like to have it. So this is something that I learned tonight. Thank you very much.
Okay, I mean, you've got to understand that, you know, if you think about some parents who were used to chastise their kids by smacking them, you know, you imagine a child, and then a child that's been hurt physically, and then told that they're stupid or told that they're useless. You know, we're talking about creating an emotional spike and giving a suggestion. That happens all the time with young kids, and it happens with adults. You know, a woman can be having a really good day with her kids. She's happy. You know, she's had a lovely day. A partner comes in, he's had a frustrating day. He makes his partner feel bad. She feels bad, and then he tells her she's useless or she's ugly or whatever it is. You know, in that moment, you know, that's a suggestion that's going to bite. And if it happens enough time, that woman is going to start to feel like she's useless. She's going to start to feel like she's no good or she's ugly. Do you understand that this is going on all the time in our lives? We've got to recognise when that's happening to us. It happens in all walks, advertising. You know, they spike an emotion and they say, this product, blah, blah, blah. You know, we've got to understand that we're being affected all the time. Once we understand the power of emotion, then we can also defend against it, because it's happening all the time to us. So I'm glad you got that understanding, because we can use, if you can't elicit a feeling of love, then we can, you know, if you were to come to one of my big groups for smoking, you'll see that 2 or 3 times during that, I will make that audience laugh. And when they're laughing, they don't hear it, but I'm saying the need for a cigarette's gone from your body forever. And I might get that suggestion in 3 or 4 times in what we call the pre-talk. You know, they haven't heard it because they're laughing. When I ask them to think about their child and let that remind you of what you're doing here tonight, when they're there for drugs or alcohol or smoking, and you see their lip go, I'm going to get very direct. This is the last time it's ever going to bother you. The need will be gone. You know, in that moment, sometimes you can change someone's life, or you can help them change their own life, let's put it that way. So, you know, you're noticing now we've had this conversation tonight, you'll see it in the people around you. And be ready with some wonderful positive suggestions to give people when you see them laugh, when you see them smile. You know, and do it for yourself. That's the joy of this. We can utilize this to help our own lives.
Freddie, I was just going to mention to everyone listening, if you're feeling nervous about doing this just right, making sure you have all the steps, I deliver this as in a recording in my program, and I feel like I do it really poorly, but people still just get exceptional results, amazing results just from listening to a poorly made recording. So I know you're really good at motivating people just to take action. So maybe if you could say a word about starting now and don't wait till you've got it just right.
Yeah, I mean, I would say to people, you know, when we do classes and we, you know, we've all done it and we think we've got to get the words exactly right. What you've got to realise, in the real world, they don't know what you're supposed to be saying. And sometimes, if you get it really badly wrong, it's so confusing that their brain will suck it up and go, oh, it must mean something. That's how strange we are. I mean, I use this wonderful verbal confusion induction. I'm going to teach you it now. It wasn't planned, but as we're talking about getting our words wrong and how our brain goes into a mode of shutdown if it's confused. This is my favorite verbal instant induction. It's this. You go up to someone and you just shake their hand and you look at them and you say, are you in a trance, not in a trance? Which is a strange thing to ask someone. Are you in a trance, not in a trance? Then you ask them this. What is it you're not thinking about that you don't know you know? In that moment, when you see their eyes go up to try and figure out what you just said, you just say sleep and they're gone, because their brain's going to go, that seems easier than trying to figure this out. So that's a verbal confusion induction. When we're out there in the real world, we're doing the arrow technique, we're doing all these other techniques. Even if you get it badly wrong, providing your intention's right, and you're pretty much, you know, it's simple, isn't it? You know, we're going to go through this thing and we're going to eliminate this. Then we're going to drift across the room and look at yourself, and it's however you get those words together. As Laurie said, you get amazing results. And people are getting results with this arrow technique all around the world. I have no idea how it works, and I don't care, and nor do my clients. They just want to be free of the problem. So, as Laurie said, be brave. Say it with with confidence, and you can get away with all kinds of things, providing your intentions right. When I did this for the first time, I'd never done it before, obviously, it was the first time, with two ladies. But I did it, and I said it like I'd done it 1,000 times. And no idea whether it'll work or not. And that was the first time I got a result. First time I tried the arrow technique. What even called the arrow then? And from then on, as I said, I'm teaching this, but people will take it. Not everyone's going to get the words exactly the same as me, but people are having results, like Laurie said. So go for it. Be brave, be fearless, and just keep in your mind, I care about you, I want you to be well. In fact, if you held that in your mind, you could pretty much say anything, and the chances are they're going to get a result. So thanks for that, Laurie.
Sure.
So anyone else, just for a look? Any other questions? I hope you've enjoyed the evening anyway. I'm trying to unmute a few of you here. Sounds a terrible thing to say.
Ready?
Ah, Kim. How are you?
I'm well. Well, we're both well. Spencer's here as well.
Hello, Freddie.
Hiya, how are you?
Oh, not too bad, thank you very much.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you, Freddie. We've enjoyed this demonstration.
Oh, good. Well, I hope you took part in it. And I hope your body's flooded now with a wonderful feeling. And all of your limitations are gone. All right, okay.
I've had an awesome day of hypnosis.
Sorry?
I've had an awesome day of hypnosis.
Oh, have you?
I'm
Fantastic.
feeling wonderful now.
Oh, that's brilliant. Good, good. Well, it's such a fabulous tool, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, it's great to speak to you. Michelle, did you want to say something?
Me? No. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, you light up if anyone makes a noise.
I'm sorry. I don't know how I did it.
Well, it's nice to speak to you again anyway. All right,
Thank
look.
you very much.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it. And this is recorded, so for those who haven't seen it, hopefully they'll be able to see it at a later stage. And thanks for all of you that showed up tonight and taken part, and all the best to you all. And by the way, Laurie, I ended on 2:52. You're on 2:37, so you've got 2 weeks to go.
Okay.
I reckon I'm buying a cake.
Well, I'll see what I can do. Freddie, this was so awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks for taking part. Thanks to everyone that was here. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
All of you. Thanks again.
Thank you, Freddie.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.